One of the most important steps in soul integration in this experience is coming up for you now.
What's up, everyone? I'm Michael, and I help people transform their consciousness, their relationships, their behavior, and their reality. Here we go.
Soul integration can start to happen in each and every one of us without actually knowing what it is and really what's happening. But if we choose to make the intention for our soul to integrate in this life, that really can change our life for the flowing state that we can get into. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the first most important aspects of soul integration is to realize that every single experience that we have in this life, whether we want to look at it from a dualistic viewpoint of good or bad or not, but integrating the experiences that we have in this life to truly allow our soul to learn the lessons that we have learned. We can say that we have learned something, but if we do not apply it on a soul level and give ourselves the process of integrating it on a soul level, then our soul may not actually integrate that experience, and that means the soul may have to and want to learn it over again. True healing occurs when our soul knows it has learned the process, that whatever it is, when we have an experience in our life, sometimes we can be shown by the universe a little nudge. Sometimes the universe can throw us a punch. Sometimes the universe comes across like knocks us on our butt. But if we would have learned with the simple little nudge, we wouldn't have had to gone through the depth of the experience. So what can happen is in the beginning of our life, or sometimes maybe in our early teenage years or our 20s, we can kind of really get hit with a force field of things that happen in our life. But if we do not give ourselves time and go through the process of soul integrating this, these lessons are going to come back around, and sometimes they can be even harder, or sometimes we go through the exact same thing again because we didn't see the picture coming around the first time. So why is it important to integrate this information onto the soul level? It's so our soul can grow beyond these primal instinct levels, and then after the primal instinct levels we have a less primal but still pretty physical, and then as our soul starts to evolve, we start to unify with the soul completely. And when we are in unification with the soul, when we are feeling the oneness of all and the oneness with the all, then it's not so much about learning lessons anymore. It actually turns into applying what we have learned and securing that integration in this life, because we become truly aware of what is happening and how powerful this experience is for us to learn and evolve and grow. See, right now I'm bouncing in and out of speaking from the soul, and I'm bouncing in and out of speaking from the mind. So when I speak from the mind, I'm trying to relate on a level of that which I was. Sometimes I speak to my younger self, but sometimes when I allow the soul to come through, it's me speaking to those that already are and understand exactly what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say is that we all can learn to integrate our soul's lessons into us on a soul level, no matter where we are in life. If you don't even understand what the word soul means, it's okay. But just simply the fact that you're watching this video is sparking something and showing you that you are interested in this type of reality, this type of work, this type of truth within yourself. Because we are far more than these physical beings that walk this planet kind of robotically, being told what to do, and ever since birth we are programmed with information. Have you ever stopped and wondered that how many choices that you're making in life are actually yours? How many choices in your life are you actually choosing to make, or are you just doing them because you've always done them? And you've always done them because the people before you have always done them. Or maybe part of a group that you're in, or part of an organization that you're in, you're doing them because they do them too. But there comes a time when we evolve out of this surface layer thinking, and we evolve into the soul level, which is when you become who and truly who and what you truly are, which is so vastly unique that we cannot put ourselves into boxes. We cannot replicate something else of that which is not us, because we are being expressed in such a unique way, and there's so much unique energy coming through to us when we start to unravel these layers that we have built upon ourselves. So not only are you allowing the expression to come through you, but you are also letting go of all that which you thought that you were. As a man, me in this physical body, I was trapped in the primal world. I never saw myself speaking the words that I'm speaking now and doing the things that I'm doing now in my life, and being a coach and a mentor for people in the facets and the aspects that I am. Because I was doing what I wanted to do, and I was doing kind of a lot of programming, and it was like putting a square peg in a round hole. And as I started to awaken to what my soul was and what it truly wanted to do, I reached a point in my life where I allowed my soul to make the decisions, because it was the aspect of myself that I wanted to live from, was the soul energy. And I started to really become aware of what was happening in this experience and how important it is for my soul to truly integrate the lessons that it has learned, that my physical body has gone through, that me on an emotional, mental level have gone through, and everything that I have learned in this beautiful vehicle, being here on planet Earth, and knowing that there is no end and that this is an infinite timeline that I'm in. But without a doubt, this life is so precious, and I realized that I wanted to waste nothing that I have learned. Because some things that I have learned have been very hard, if I had to call it hard. It's not easy, it's not hard, it's just a choice. But it was very taxing on my physical body. It was very taxing on my mental and emotional body. And I choose to integrate that so I don't have to go through that again. But at the same time, I'm willing to go through whatever I have to go through. And at this point in my life, I'm listening for the whispers. I'm listening for the little, the nudges, the little things that fall into my life. And instead of turning a blind eye to them like I used to do, I'm like, okay, this is what it is for me. Let's do it. Because before I got hit, I feel like I got hit by a tidal wave in order for me to turn around and listen and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So this message is to simply state the beginning of the soul integration process is to realize that we are an infinite being living in a physical body, right? There is a more eternal essence to us. And we can seek in all the physical things to make us happy. And we can buy houses and have 20 kids, and we can create this life that looks on paper beautiful. But if there's still something inside of us that just isn't resonating with your life, it's because we are not allowing the soul into our life. Now, the soul can go along for the ride on all these things. The soul energy being expressed for you may want to do all those things and to learn all the lessons, but we must make an intention to bring it along with us and to allow it to come through. And it's up to you on how deeply you want to dive into this type of work. But I will say, part of this experience is here for our souls to remember who and what we are, to shine through as a beacon of light and to find unity in this dense 3D world, to transcend into the unification of the fifth dimensional consciousness. It is why we are here. It is why we are here to realize we are one, because when we change the vibration of ourselves, everything around us changes. And when we have that going on in the unity consciousness that is being created from the ascension process, not only will we change just this planet, but the vibration of the entire universe. Because as we are just a single people, we are as one, just a single planet, let's just say, or a single universe in the midst of multi-universes. As the vibration changes in one single atom or one single sentient being, it is just as powerful as an entire universe changing, because we are all universes within and onto ourselves. So it all starts with an intention, a realization of the starting to change. The separate mind starts to dissolve and the unity mind starts to come in. We no longer want to be self-destructive. We want to be more self-loving to ourselves. And we start to realize that everyone around us is a true reflection of ourselves, and they are mirrors for us to learn from. I can learn, one of the blessings I feel that has come into my life is that I can look at someone's life without judgment, but now with learning. And I say, yes, I would rather learn from them and take away what I can instead of actually going through something like that myself. Maybe I have in a past experience. Maybe that's why I can actually learn that lesson from a distance now. But if there's one thing I know, it's that everything that in this life I've learned with relationships and truth and honesty and the physical primal instincts and the self-destructive behavior that we can go through, that I went through, that broke my physical body and mental and spiritual body down to the point where I could barely take care of myself. But now I'm standing up and realizing all that was for me to simply realize what I had to let in. And everything that I had to let in filled me up more than any seeking or any physical fulfillment in the physical world I ever could have accomplished in this entire existence, or maybe in fact, I know that it would be multi-lifetimes. If I filled my cup up with the things I was filling it up before, I would continue to be broken. But now I've learned to fill my cup up with the infinite river of life within me that creates the unification of everything around us. And this is what brings fulfillment, happiness, and joy. These are the only things that will bring it. So when we start to create the integration of our life into the soul level, everything will change for you. So what can you do to look inside, to allow yourself to see what you have learned in this life so far? Who can you speak to about this? Where can you go to learn more about this? If this is calling you, allow it in like a little trickle at a time. We don't want to go opening a floodgate because sometimes it's a little too much to handle and we can get lost in this world because it can be a little ungrounding at first because it's so far away from where we are, or sometimes we were brought up in being. But now what's happening is younger and younger people are already here without even having to go through these things. So even with more of a blessing, it's important to learn from those around us and to integrate the unity into our life because we are ascending. So let's do it together in a fluid, smooth way and support each other in this process. And that's why these videos are being made. So once again, one of the first initial aspects of soul integration is taking what we have learned, applying it into our life on a soul level. And that takes time, intention, and a particular framework. But the most important thing is to have the thoughts and the intention to start. And many times the soul coming through in the universe will reveal your own path to you. It will reveal the help that you need, the path that you need, the people you need in your life, the circumstances you need to happen once you start to make that intention. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, follow, comment. I'm here for you. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.